What's going on? Big A, the Mank Geek, coming at you with another video. And this week is a very important week because Avengers Infinity War is finally coming to cinemas. It's here. We've been waiting for it a long time, and it's finally here. I'm seeing it on Thursday morning, which is the 26th of April, and I'm totally excited for it. I'm really looking forward to seeing it. But there is one thing that I would like Avengers Infinity War to do that I know for a fact it won't, which I find kind of odd considering how big comic book movies are. So to kind of put things into perspective, I went to see Tomb Raider when that came out. And I was sat in the cinema. I usually get there quite early. So I'm there early for the adverts and the trailers as well. So, the adverts started rolling in that. And then at one point they do an ad for the new Tomb Raider game that isn't even out yet. I forget what it's called. And they show that advert, and then they also say you can get X discount on Rise of the Tomb Raider and Tomb Raider as well. So go out and buy the games after watching the movie. And that was an ad that I saw in my local cinema. I don't know if they showed that all across the UK. I would assume they did because I think it was in connection with Game, I think, the store Game. So I'm pretty sure that got shown all around the UK. I don't know as to what happened in foreign countries with that movie, but in the UK, when I saw it, they showed an ad promoting Tomb Raider games. Now, I've seen every MCU movie in the cinema. I don't think I've ever seen them advertise the Marvel app for digital comics, just comics in general. Like, I don't know, WH Smith or Waterstones or something like that, saying where you can get like the Marvel graphic novels and whatnot that inspired the movie that you're about to see. I haven't seen anything like that at all, ever, at any point. Now, it would be wicked if you could let me know as to whether you have, because that would be quite interesting. But I was watching one of the kind of like 10-year anniversary videos, and it was like all the actors from Infinity War saying, "Oh, thanks for being a fan, thanks for this, thanks for that." And one line was, "Thanks for buying the comics after seeing the movie." And just thought to myself, how many of the people who go to see these movies who aren't comic book fans then end up going out and buying the comic that inspired the movie? I honestly don't think it's that many at all. Like, I think there's a lot of people out there that don't realize that comics are still made, or that these are even from like comics. Like, I think the most average person who even goes to the cinema doesn't think about where the source material comes from. They just watch the movie and leave. Like, the Marvel name for them is associated to film over comics, if they're even aware of the existence of those comics and those comic book characters, which I gotta admit is really odd. I mean, I'd love nothing more than to go and see Infinity War and to see an ad saying you can get like 15% off if you go to whatever your kind of branch chain bookstore is, and get Infinity Gauntlet and this, that, and the other, and all these other Marvel books, 2 for 1, 3 for 2, all that. I'd at least love to see one comic book movie do that. But I don't think Avengers Infinity War will do it. They've not done that so far. So I can't see them doing it now. And it's a shame because you have bums on seats. You have people that can't get away and they'll see your advert. You know what I mean? When that cinema's packed on like the opening nights, midnight, Friday evening, Saturday daytime, Saturday evening, those are like probably the busiest times for cinema. And you've got bums on seats there to advertise to. 10, 20 seconds. It can just be graphics. It doesn't have to be kind of like a whole kind of thing with, I don't know, people like sat there reading and enjoying the comics. It doesn't have to be like a Nintendo Switch advert or whatever, you know what I mean? It doesn't need to be like that. Just the graphics, saying the books, saying you can get them cheap, read them, get people into it. And there are people out there that definitely kind of, they don't know comics, but they'll gladly read a comic. but they've never bothered looking into it. An example is a friend of mine the other day. He bought a Star Wars comic, the first volume of Star Wars. I think it's called Skywalker Strikes. And I don't know, like the guy's into sci-fi and whatnot, but I've never like tried to push him to get into comics. And it turns out he quite enjoyed the comic that he read. So I just gave him all the advice in regards to downloading Comixology and this, that, and the other, because I think he wants to kind of go digital because he's got like an iPad and that. And I just told him as to what stuff to get and what stuff to look out for. I don't know, maybe he'll go into the superhero stuff a little bit, who knows? But anyway, all I'm saying is there's a lot of people out there who would read comics if pushed to do so, or at least shown as to the various places where they can get them. Because yes, you can go to a comic book store, yes, you can go on Amazon, and yes, you can go to your branch chain bookstore as well and get that stuff. So I have no idea as to why Marvel will continue not to promote the source material that the stuff came from. Like I said, Tomb Raider, which wasn't even that great of a movie, they promoted this, well, I say it's not even the original source material, it's the rebooted source material that inspired the movie. So why can't Marvel do the same? It's simple, it's easy. But let me know as to whether you think I'm tripping or not. Let me know as to whether you're excited for Infinity War. Like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell notification. Stick around and watch another video if you want. And as always, I'll catch you on the next one.